Hello, today we'll be talking about Croagunk, the first poison-fighting Pokemon. Its previous BYC dates are May 24th, 1997, March 14th, 2000, January 3rd, 2003, October 24th, 2005, August 14th, 2008, June 5th, 2011, March 26th, 2014, January 14th, 2017, November 5th, 2019, and August 26th, 2022. I most know Croagunk as one of the Pokemon broadcast in the Gen 4 era of the anime, as well as a few later appearances. Croagunk takes on the role held by Max, held by Misty before him, of stopping Brock from embarrassing himself in front of attractive women. Unlike Max and Misty, who often pulled on Brock's ear, Croagunk chose to use Poison Jab on Brock, which didn't do as much damage as one would think. I always thought it was interesting that they gave Croagunk to Brock instead of Team Rocket, as they often have Poison-type Pokemon on their team. Besides this Croagunk, I also know Croagunk from a few other places. 1. My Pokemon Ranch. 2. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, particularly on the cover. 3. Pokemon Cafe Remix, where it acts as the primary Pokemon of Team Crunch, rival cafe owners who are often the antagonists in the team challenges. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Croagunk, the toxic mouth Pokemon, whose number is 0453. This is what it looks like. Its type is poison fighting. Since it's our first poison fighting Pokemon, I'll point out the poison inside and the fighting outside. Abilities: Anticipation or Dry Skin. Poison Touch is its inability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 140 or 28%. Breeding is egg group human-like. Hatch time 10 cycles. Height is 2'4" or 0.7 meters. Weight is 50.7 pounds or 23 kilograms. Base experience yield is 83 in Gen 4 and 60 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 1 in attack. Shape is that, footprint is that, Pokedex color is blue, and base friendship is 100. Croagunk is a dual-type poison/fighting Pokemon introduced in Gen 4. It evolves into Toxicroak starting at level 37. Biology: Croagunk is a dark ultramarine blue bipedal Pokemon that resembles a poison dart frog. It has yellow eyes, which are surrounded by black markings. There are orange, expandable pouches on its cheeks, and its teeth are wide and flat. A black marking encircles its upper arms and chest, and there are white bands around its chest. The white markings are slightly higher up on the female Croagunk than the male. It has 3 fingers and toes, most of which are black. The only digits that are not black are its center fingers, which are orange instead. Croagunk's cheek pouches and fingers contain a poisonous fluid. However, the fluid squeezed from its finger is also a significant ingredient in remedies for lower back pain. Once diluted, the cheek pouches can be used to create an unnerving sound. When its opponent is distracted, it tries to stab them with its fingers. Despite this, it fights others only to ensure its own survival. Croagunk is a popular Pokemon due to being chosen as a mascot for a pharmaceutical company. It is also popular thanks to its strange cry and comical look. Croagunk and its evolved form, Toxicroak, are related to Seismitoad. Croagunk is said to have a dastardly nature due to wielding poison. It usually lives in swamps and forested areas. As mentioned in the Sleep Style Dex, Croagunk has been observed inflating its poison sac cheeks while sleeping. On occasion, the sound from its poison sacs will wake it up. Evolution: Croagunk evolves into Toxicroak, so Croagunk, Toxicroak. Game data: NPC appearances. Pokemon Platinum, Croagunk is briefly seen as a Pokemon belonging to Looker. In Pokemon X and Y, it is implied that it died in a later case. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon: Explorers of Time and Explorers of Darkness. Croagunk is one of the members of Wigglytuff's guild. He operates the Swap Cauldron, which allows the player to exchange various items for new ones. His catchphrase is Mehehe. Pokedex entries in Gen 4 and Diamond. Its cheeks hold poison sacs. It tries to catch foes off guard to jab them with toxic fingers. Pearl. Inflating its poison sacs, it makes an eerie, blubbering sound for intimidation. Platinum. It rarely fights fairly, but that is strictly to ensure survival. It is popular as a mascot. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are very similar. I don't know why they didn't just split it up. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Fluid squeezed from its finger, albeit poisonous, is a significant ingredient in remedies for lower back pain. The only difference is lower back. It's one word and has hyphen. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it's 2 words. In Gen 5, Black and White is Platinum's entry. Black 2 and White 2. Inflating its poison sacs, it fills the area with an odd sound and hits flinching opponents with a poison jab. In Gen 6, X is Diamond's entry. Y is Black 2 and White 2's entry. Omega Ruby is Diamond in X's entry, Alpha Sapphires, Black 2, White 2, and Y's entry. In Gen 8, Sword. It makes frightening noises with its poison-filled cheek sacs. When opponents flinch, Croagunk hits them with a poison jab. Shield. Once diluted, its poison becomes medicinal. This Pokemon came into popularity after a pharmaceutical company chose it as a mascot. Brilliant Diamond is its diamond counterpart. Shining Pearl. It inflates its poison sacs and makes a blubbering sound to intimidate foes. Legends Arceus, a poison wielder with a dastardly personality. Despite such qualities, the species is afforded a measure of popularity due to its peculiar cry and comical features. In Gen 9, Scarlet is Black 2, White 2, Y, and Alpha Sapphire's entry. Violet is Platinum in the Black and White entries. Croagunk in the Paldea Pokedex, so you got a few of them here. So, got male and female, and I think these are males in the background? Can't really tell. Game locations, side game locations, and events, that's what these are. Held items. In Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it has the Black Sludge 5% of the time. In Ranch, it has the Payapa Berry 100% of the time. In Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black 2, White 2, X, Y, Sword, Shield, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl, it has the Black Sludge 5% of the time. In Legends Arceus, for Normal, it has the Tumble Stone 40% of the time. Ball of Mud 15% of the time. And Grit items by level. Alpha, XP Candy S 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 10% of the time. And Grit items by level. I still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 48, Attack 61, Defense 40, Special Attack 61, Special Defense 40, Speed 50 for a total of 300. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damaged normally by Normal, Ghost, Steel, Fire, Water, Electric, Ice, Dragon, and Fairy. Weak to Flying and Ground for double, and Psychic for 4. Immune to Nothing, resistant to Fighting, Poison, Rock, Grass, and Dark for half, and Bug for a fourth. Notes, if this Pokemon has dry skin, the effectiveness of Water-type moves is 0, so it'll go from 1 to 0, and the effectiveness of Fire-type moves is 1 1/4. So go from 1 to 1 1/4. Learn Sit by leveling up. 1. Poison Sting and Mud Slap. 4. Astonish. 8. Taunt. 12. Flatter. 16. Low Kick. 20. Venoshock. 24. Sucker Punch. 28. Swagger. 32. Poison Jab. 36. Toxic. 40. Nasty Plot. 44. Sludge Bomb. And 48. Belch. By TM, TM001 Takedown. 5. Mud Slap. 6. Scary Face. 7. Protect. 12. Low Kick. 13. Acid Spray. 18. Thief. 22. Chilling Water. 25. Facade. 27. Aerial Ace. 28. Bulldoze. 34. Icy Wind. 35. Mudshot. 36. Rock Tomb. 39. Low Sweep. 43. Fling. 45. Venoshock. 47. Endure. 49. Sunny Day. 50. Rain Dance. 55 Dig, 58 Brick Break, 61 Shadow Claw, 62 Foul Play, 64 Bulk Up, 68 Thunder Punch, 69 Ice Punch, 70 Sleep Talk, 73 Drain Punch, 83 Poison Jab, 85 Rest, 86 Rock Slide, 87 Taunt, 102 Gunk Shot, 103 Substitute, 105 X Scissor, 114 Shadow Ball, 122 Encore, 130 Helping Hand, 132 Baton Pass, 134 Reversal, 140 Nasty Plot, 148 Sludge Bomb, 149 Earthquake, 158 Focus Blast, 171 Terra Blast, 175 Toxic, 177 Spite, 181 Knockoff, 183 Super Fang, 184 Vacuum Wave, 192 Focus Punch, 199 Lash Out, 213 Coaching, 214 Sludge Wave, and 229 Upper Hand. By breeding, Hitmonchan gives it Bullet Punch, this group gives it Counter, Lucario gives it Cross Chop through chain breeding, this group gives it Dynamic Punch, this group gives it Fake Out, this group gives it Feint, this group gives it Headbutt, this group gives it Quick Guard, and this group gives it Vacuum Wave. Side game data, you got all this. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Olmia, in the browser entry. It lets loose a poison gas and a poisonous fluid from its mouth to attack. Guardian Science. It releases poison that makes Pokemon tired. You got all this. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure in the Pokepark Pad entry. Croagunk is a gatekeeper in the Meadow Zone. He favors Bulbasaur's Daring Dash, Venusaur's Vine Swing, and Tangro's Swing Along. In Pokepark 2, Wonders Beyond, his goal is to be the champion in the battle tournament. He knows Scraggy works hard. Teasing him is just a sign of affection. All this. Ooh! In New Pokemon Snap, in the Photodex entry, Croagunk makes distinctive sounds by inflating the poison sacs in their cheeks. We saw some that were inflating their cheeks in a rhythmic way, almost as if they were singing. Pokemon Sleep. It's been seen inflating the poison sacs on its cheeks as it sleeps. Croagunk is sometimes startled awake by the sound the poison sacs make as they inflate. Loafing Sleep, Cheek Inflating Sleep, Straightened Sleep, and a Top Belly Sleep. Costumes in Pokemon Go, fashionable costumes, got a bowler hat. Evolution data, Croagunk, level 37 Toxicroak. Sprites here, so a lot darker blue, but much more notably, the orange is actually pink. That's interesting. And you get the male versus the female. It's not very obvious in this generation. I mean, it's not terribly unobvious, but yeah. For shiny, You get blue, this kind of blue. And then platinums, you get this difference right here. It's only flipped. In Gen 5, you get the full back sprites. Gen 6, you get the models. So this is when they become orange. That's interesting. And this kind of keeps the pink, though. That's fun. But it comes this sort of darker color. That's interesting. Because this, like, makes this a lighter, yeah, different blue. In Gen 7, not much changes. In Gen 8, you get the models in this game. In homes, you get these models. In animation, Croagunk and Pokemon the series Diamond and Pearl. Brock's Croagunk is the big one. Got all this. Pokedex entries in Diamond and Pearl, Episode 8. In James's cards, Croagunk, the toxic mouth Pokemon. Croagunk has poison in its cheeks and can spray poison from its fingertips. It also makes noise by expanding its poison sac. In the same episode, in Ash's Pokedex, Croagunk, the toxic mouth Pokemon. It lives in swamps and forests, where there is very little light. It prefers moist places. In Journeys, Episode 8, in Go's Roam Phone, Croagunk, the toxic mouth Pokemon, a poison and fighting type. Croagunk inflates the poison sacs in its cheeks to make croaking sounds. If an opponent flees, it attacks with poison. Pokemon Generations, Croagunk in Pokemon Generations with a Claydol. In the manga, Croagunk in Pokemon Adventures. Got all this. In the TCG. Other appearances, Pokken Tournament. Croagunk is a battle Pokemon in the arcade and Nintendo Switch versions of Pokken Tournament. Its moves include Poison Sting, Poison Jab, Thief, Acupressure, Gunk Shot, Foul Play, and Veto Shock. During Synergy Burst, it can use the Burst attack Alter Ego Army. Additionally, Croagunk is a support Pokemon in all versions of the game, forming a support Pokemon set with Sylveon. Croagunk is a battle Pokemon in Pokken Tournament. Croagunk is a support Pokemon in Pokken Tournament. Trivia: Croagunk was designed by Takao Ano. Croagunk's English name, along with numerous others, was revealed on February 13th, 2007. Due to the poor quality of the image, it was believed its name was Crowlurk. Croagunk is the mascot of Pastoria City. In Platinum, in front of the Pastoria Great Marsh, if the player stands behind the Croagunk wall with their head sticking out of it, a wild Croagunk may come by, cry out, and then walk to the Great Marsh. In the Pastoria City Pokemart, a wooden Croagunk statue can be seen on the counter. If interacted with, it will mention how, even though it's made of wood, it still seems like it's seeping poison. In Pokken Tournament DX, Croagunk is the only playable character that is also a support Pokemon. Design variations: Croagunk is one of few Pokemon whose core series sprites in the handheld console games from the first 5 generations differ from the 3D models of later generations. While in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it is shown to have pink cheeks, its 3D models, official artwork, and animated series appearance consistently depicted with yellow-orange cheeks. Origin: Croagunk may have been based on the poison dart frog. The white markings around its midsection resemble Sarashi, with the differing placement between male and female Croagunk corresponding to different styles worn by men and women. Name origin: Croagunk may be a combination of croak and gunk. Grime: Goragru may be a combination of Guraru to turn delinquent and Gero Gero onomatopoeia for a frog's croaking. Exclamation of disgust. Now languages, related articles, references, external links. Let's move on. Now let's watch Croagunk's first in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 474, Jambalaya. In this episode, the main Team Rocket team, consisting of Jesse, James, and Meowth, are running a gym, or at least pretending to run a gym anyway. And Jesse has just lost to a trainer. He's had to give a gym badge. And there is the Croagunk. The scene transition there, I would say that is Croagunk's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's watch Croagunk's scenes in Detective Pikachu. Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of the video, or as I like to call it, Detective Croagunk, as it's only frames with Croagunk to the best of my ability. So, Croagunk appears as the statue here. This is the only way that Croagunk appears. In this film, Tim Goodman, the main character, has come to Rhyme City, a city where humans and Pokemon coexist, which was founded by Howard Clifford here. As Tim's father, Harry Goodman, a police detective, has died in a car accident. Tim has met Detective Pikachu, Harry's police detective partner, who can talk. They've been summoned to Howard's office, and he is explaining that Harry's last case was for him, and he found out that the R gas is a chemical that makes Pokemon go crazy. He tracked it down to Roger, his son, who runs the news. He says that, like, in his goal to get the ultimate partnership between humans and Pokemon, he neglected his responsibilities as a father.
Roger resents the Pokémon. He actually wants to destroy my legacy.
Do that?
Ever since my illness put me in this chair, Roger has taken over more and more of the company, and he owns the press. Harry is the only one I can trust. That's why you need to find him. Oh no, Tim. Your father is alive.
Okay, so now we've cut to much later in the film. This is Tim. It's been revealed that Mewtwo, who was connected to Harry's disappearance, has been captured by Howard, and he's using a device called the Neuralink to put his mind inside of Mewtwo. This is Tim just reacting to it, I guess.
No. And Mewtwo.
Howard? Mewtwo didn't cause the crash.
Take the money and walk away.
Mewtwo is Howard, and he's explaining how the plan was for Harry to take the money and just do what he asked, but he started asking questions, so he had to get rid of him.
Hey, this was never about curing me. I have found a path forward for all of us.
Okay, now we've cut to a little later. Howard has assigned his Ditto to take care of Tim here. Move a lot. And that ending was Howard being disconnected from the Neuralink. So that is Croagunk's scenes in Detective Pikachu. Let's move on. Now let's see why other people love Croagunk. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. No, we're sitting fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Croagunk. This is Croagunk by Mitten Meat. So, got this nice Croagunk here. Yes. Very well done, kind of stylized, yeah. Croagunk number 453. And we've got Politoed and Croagunk by Baby Cherry Snow, so this fun fusion between the two of them. Yeah, very well done. And we've got Croagunk by Pearl Dive. So I guess it's a little comic here, so you got the Croagunk here, and then... Come on, why don't you stay a little longer? You rarely come to Kanto. I gotta go back to my contest circuit, you know? So I guess this is Ash, Pikachu, Dawn, and her Piplup. We've got Cuckoo, and he's thinking of Brock. Remember, if some jerk keeps flirting with my honorary little sisters, you're free to jab the hell of them. Just let me show you around, Ash. Yeah. Then blah 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 blah. Oh hey, Croagunk, if you're looking for Brock, he should be helping Delia in the foot. And he stabs them with the poison jab. They're all shocked. Yep. Very well done. Then this doesn't contain a Croagunk, so we'll move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'll be streaming tonight at 9 p.m. CDT, Central Daylight Time, where I'll be trying to get Latios, Beldum, and Camerupt, Ketchkakuna, Pidgeotto, Graveler, Onyx, Seadra, Scyther, Porygon, Torpedo, Swablu, Snorunt, Bacon, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Deoxys, Baneri, and 2 Slowpoke and Clamperl. Evolve Kakuna into Beedrill, Pidgeotto into Pidgeot, Kadabra into Alakazam, Graveler into Golem, Onyx into Steelix, Seadra into Kingdra, Scyther into Scizor, Porygon into Porygon 2, Swablu into Altaria, Snorunt into Glalie, Bagon all the way to Salamence, Beldum all the way to Metagross, Baneri into Lopunny, 1 Slowpoke into Slowbro, the other Slowpoke into Slowking, 1 Clamperl into Huntail, and the other Clamperl into Gorbis, and Mega Evolve Latios, Sceptile, Beedrill, Pidgeot, Slowbro, Steelix, Sableye, Sharpedo, Camerupt, Altaria, Glalie, Salamence, Metagross, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, and Lopunny. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Toxicroak. As always, this is my proper outfit. I'll see you tomorrow.